Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. And it is really mad where I am. Our fires are still burning all around, getting closer and closer. So rather tense times here at Mad World Tarot, but we're going to plow on with royal readings and other readings later, hopefully as well. It's quite a nice distraction. And I've got the Housewives Tarot on the tarot table for this first reading. Our theme today is Harry and Meghan doing things not very well. Allegedly, Housewives Tarot on the tarot table because we've got a little piece from Rob Shooter, who's got his Shutterstack thing that he's revealing quite a lot of juicy gossip on. And if you don't know who he is, he's a Brit who seems to have worked in Hollywood, in the whole celebrity world, for a long time. I saw him on Meghan Kelly. I think that's where I actually caught sight of him. So Rob Shooter tells us that, and I'm quoting, this is his witticism: Salmonella Sussex is sick of being roasted over turkey. Now, he didn't come up with the name Salmonella Sussex. That's just got going and spread, unfortunate analogy, like wildfire around social media in the last few days. Meghan has been criticized a lot since she took to social media, and since we've had to watch her on Netflix in a kitchen. She's been criticized a lot for her food hygiene and her general kitchen hygiene. Very often barefoot, hair hanging in food, fingers food a lot, fruit. She kind of squeezes raspberries a lot before plating them on things she expects other people to eat. But there've also been ghastly moments like the raw chicken drumsticks on a rack in a fridge, kind of oozing over fresh produce beneath, and then the turkey, her Thanksgiving turkey that she was preparing, and she was preparing it with all her rings on and her jewelry and barehanded and sort of rubbing everything all over everything, and people were a bit grossed out by it, or hence the Salmonella Sussex label that, as I say, is spreading all over the place. Apparently, according to Rob Shooter, Meghan is, and I'm quoting, shaken and fed up and ready to give up trying after her Thanksgiving video turned into a full-blown hygiene scandal. And he goes on to explain that allegedly, I think we need to throw some allegedlys in here because he is really just a gossip monger until proven otherwise. Goes on to explain that she thought she was doing so well with Harry and the kids making cookies at that food charity, and she thought that they were sharing a cute, cozy domestic moment. She's devastated, particularly because after that cookie baking episode with all of the rest of the family, which she hoped would soften their image. So isn't it interesting? She thought baking cookies at a food charity would soften her image. It was not about feeding homeless, down and out poor people. It was about her image. Interesting. But anyway, she thought that was going to be a wonderful, beautiful moment, and then it all turned sour when the internet, and I'm quoting again, tore her apart over the turkey fiasco. It was going to be a cozy Duchess goes domestic moment, but turned into this food hygiene fiasco. So, okay, we've got enough backstory about this. What I'm interested to know with the Housewives Tarot is whether Meghan is going to use this internet hate that they tore her apart. She's going to use that as her excuse for dropping With Love Meghan, not Netflix, pulled the plug, and for dropping As Ever, which we suspect is not doing very well because you have to go to Soho House or Godmother's bookstore to buy her stuff. It's not stocked in any actual retail store. So I'm going to have a look at this. Want to know how she's feeling. Is she really collapsed on the floor, sobbing over all of this? And I want to know in particular about the Salmonella Sussex label that's been attached to her. It's very unfortunate, how she feels about that. I want to know what her expectations were going into this turkey episode And her feelings now about generally going on to Instagram and presenting herself as something she's not. So we're going to ask that question twice, really. I want to know if she's going to quit and if she's going to blame us. So we're going to have a little look. How's she feeling? And how's she particularly feeling about that Sussex, Salmonella Sussex tag that she's acquired. And we'll ask how she was feeling going into all of this, her expectations going in, and her feelings about it all now. Is she ready to quit? And is she going to blame everyone for it? So that's what we're going to look at. We need to remind you that it's tarot and it's for fun and entertainment, and it is all my opinion and it is all speculation, and I just read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. So where are we? With the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is in reverse. That is criticism, devastating, cutting remarks, ending something. The Ace of Swords in reverse is often like chopping out and ending something. It can be quite surgical in its interpretation, the Ace of Swords in reverse. But it's also truth-telling. It's a big truth-telling card. And when it's upright, it's declaratory of the truth. In reverse, it can feel like lies. It can feel like very harsh truth that you don't want to hear. And I think it's there in that Ace of Swords that she's just really shocked. This is underlying energy. She is really shocked, for me as an energy reader, allegedly, at how vicious the criticism has been, how critical people have been, how astute they've been as well. She's clearly clueless in the kitchen, and she could have made a thing of that, as other stars, other celebrities have. But she's gone about pretending that she's a world expert, and this is what's going on. So there's devastating criticism and a need to end the criticism, and also possibly end the show and the Instagram thing. So let's get to the heart of this reading. What are we dealing with? And we're dealing with the Queen of Swords, and it's in reverse. It's similar energy. This is, she presented herself as this wise, this expert. That would be Queen of Swords. And it's interesting, she's got the garden shears there, and we've seen Meghan trotting about barefoot in probably someone else's garden. We're not sure. Ripping fruit off branches, sort of breaking branches when she's yanked citrus off the fruit trees and things like that. We've seen her in that pose. That's it. That's a Queen of Swords in reverse. For someone who's presenting as an expert but really isn't. And also, again, in that Queen of Swords in reverse, there's a lot of criticism directed at her for pretending to be something she's not, and being stacked up against all the real experts, the women who do all of this effortlessly, not to mention the men. Well, the men haven't been mentioned in any of these things, but she's just a failure, and people are mocking her for it. So how is she right now? Just generally, how's she doing? Nine of Swords in reverse. She really is freaked out by this. It is the freak out card, Nine of Swords. Very worried. All those knives, all those sharp implements, those are thoughts. Swords are thoughts, and those are critical and devastating thoughts. She's really, really freaked out by this. It's her worst nightmare at some level, because it is the card of nightmares, the Nine of Swords. And this is, how do I stop this? How do I get out of this? I can't believe that it is this bad. Rob Shooter quoting, shaken, fed up, and ready to give up trying, because people are being so mean to her. And this is what she does when people are mean to her. As far as I understand her personality and her history, if they criticize her, she quits. So that's my opinion of her. She thought she was sharing a cute, cozy Duchess Goes Domestic moment. I love that. Don't you just love that little sentence? It's not really a sentence. Well, it is part of a sentence. So let's ask how she feels about the Salmonella Sussex thing, which is spreading like Salmonella. How does she feel about that? Eight of Swords. Well, she's helpless in this. Swords, swords, swords everywhere on this table. That's criticism. That's cruelty, perceived as cruelty and criticism. Eight of Swords, stuck. Can't get herself out of this. she's doing this. She can't blame someone else. And allegedly other people are blamed quite often for missteps and have to fall on their swords and stuff like that. But she can't blame anyone else for this. She did it. We all saw her do it. And so she's got stuck in this situation now. And the Eight of Swords is all about how do you imagine your way out of the mess that you're in. You need to see things differently. You need to realize that there is a way out if you just open your eyes and see it. And you have to be quite brave. It's a card of fear. And you get stuck in that situation because you're afraid of doing whatever you need to do to get yourself out of the mess you've got yourself into. This is fear on top of fear, this little column here. So her expectations, when she went so hoppity-skippity or naive into her domestic goddess era at the start of this year, well, in fact, she recorded all this stuff last year and then it never streamed. Netflix probably didn't want to allow it to see the light of day ever. She recorded all this stuff a long time ago, not the Turkey stuff. Turkey's new. But how does she feel going into this, pivoting into domestic goddess territory? Got the Three of Wands in reverse. She was forced into this. This is not her natural impulse, her natural place. Three of Wands is waiting energy, and when it's in reverse, someone's become impatient and they've given up waiting. It's Netflix. Now, you promised us all this content, and we've had to pull the plug on Pearl with the animated thing because it was so pathetic and so clearly lifted from someone else's stuff, allegedly. And what else have you got for us? So where's the juicy royal gossip? You're supposed to be adapting that thing, Meet Me at the Lake. Where is this stuff? We've heard from the Spotify guy that he described Harry and Meghan as effing grifters, very lazy, very stupid, no ideas, no inspiration, nothing to contribute. I'm getting the sense that Netflix really put the squeeze on her and said, is this all you've got? Because the clock is winding down now, our contract's almost up. It was a 5-year contract, allegedly. Come on now. And this is all she had. So she went into this. I'm getting the sense of being squeezed into it, forced into a situation that she's not comfortable in. And we can see how uncomfortable she is in a kitchen, in a garden. I'm going to add around people, just generally hosting and meeting people and conversing with people. Also, I'm going to add around her own family. That's just my personal opinion. Let's move on to how's she feeling now about the whole domestic goddess shtick, is this, and being on Instagram and with Love Meghan and whatever. How does she feel now about it? Is this her dream life? A huge big failure. The world in reverse. That is what the world literally means. Disregard the filing cabinety thing there. The files, the box, it's a concertina file, I would call it. She wants this to be over. We're going to ask that question next. She wants it to be over. But it's public humiliation. The whole world is watching her, and the whole world is mocking her. It's amazing. People are picking up on social media jokes in completely non-royal contexts, TV series, films, whatever, podcasts, unrelated to the royal world, where Meghan Markle in particular is mocked. She's the subject of a joke, and it's not Salmonella Sussex type stuff. It's just a joke. I've seen quite a few just in the last few days, and I'm not going looking for them. They're showing up in other aspects of my life, non-royal stuff, and think, oh my goodness, those people, the last people I would ever have thought of being aware of Meghan and the royal, all the fiascos going on in the royal family thanks to Harry and Meghan, they are making jokes about her. Can't believe it. It's very public, it's very humiliating, and it's a very obvious fail, and she doesn't like to fail. Is she going to quit? Next question. Is she going to quit? I've got the 9 of Cups. There's not quitting energy. Not quitting energy with the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is is still the dream life. She's going to hang on to this dream for a while longer. And the reason I think she's going to hang on to this is because she's got nothing else. And she's got no one else. So there's nothing else lined up. They've failed with the operation. Bring Has-Been back into the royal family. She would have quite liked that. I always got the sense that she would have gone back to the UK if they'd rolled out the red carpet and they'd apologised and they'd offered her Windsor Castle and a coronation and all the rest, every tiara that's in the vault. She would have. Her ego would have quite enjoyed going back, I believe personally, but none of that's happening now. She hasn't found her next billionaire. We believe, we have no reason to suspect she has found him yet. The power of yet. And of course, she's still got old Ted Sarandos wrapped around her finger, seemingly, from all the readings I've ever done on her. She doesn't have anywhere else to go, and she doesn't have anything else to do. So this has to be it. So she's going to have to pretend that this is still her dream life for a little while longer. I don't see it lasting much longer. I'm almost getting weird energy in there because it's the 9 of Cups and it's 9 months and whatever. We might get another tragic story like another miscarriage. And I shouldn't joke about things like that, and I'm not joking about it. This isn't ha-ha, joke stuff. This is a suspicion, a speculation that we've seen it before. Oh, nasty judge, you want me to come to court and testify? Oh, I can't. Oh, miscarriage. We've had that. We might get a similar kind of scenario. It might not be so obviously a miscarriage, but it might be that kind of thing. She might claim these kind of health issues or emotional issues, or maybe even substance issues with the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is a big substance issue card for me as an energy reader. So not directly quit, but there might be some excuses that start being rolled out why she can't do this because of the cold, cruel world that she's inhabiting. Is she going to directly blame the cold, cruel world, in other words, the internet haters, for the demise of With Love, Meghan, and also probably as ever? Oh, yes. Oh, hell yes. The Hanged Man, or woman in this case, is the victim card. She's going to play it for all she's worth. Get out your tiny violins. It's coming. Is it the only major arcana on this tarot table? Yes, it is. This is the big one. So she is going to blame, and she is going to say it's not fair, and I was trying so hard, and I'm the only one earning money in this household, and I was trying to go independent of the royal family, and I was just trying to be a founder and an entrepreneur and do my little best. I was just trying to have these cute, cozy moments, as the Duchess goes domestic, those little cutesy moments, and you horrible people out there just mocked me mercilessly. It's not fair, and it's all your fault. So I hope you out there watching feel suitably chastised and ashamed of yourselves for being so heartless and cruel. Oh no, oops, sorry. She's actually the one, in my opinion, who has been heartless and cruel. Interesting how the wheel turns. That is your reading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.